I know you have heard about Carnival Cruise Line, and maybe you'd like to know the process of you getting hired by Carnival Cruise Line. That is from the time you apply, the time you do your interview, how are their interviews, how many interviews do they have, what they expect from you, the onboarding process, the requirement, the C1D visa, C-months book if you need a C-months book, your medical, how much it costs until the time you get on board. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be talking about the process of you getting hired by Carnival Cruise Line. So, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Paulina, or Travel with Duo. And on this channel, I will talk about travel or how you can immigrate to different countries without using a traveling consultant or even an agent. And if you're new subscribers, welcome to the family, and thank you so much for subscribing. Make sure that your bell icon is on so that you can be notified whenever I post a video. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back because you motivate me to create this video every time. So guys, before we go on with this video, I would like you to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think about the video. So Carnival Cruise Line is one of the largest or well-known cruise line all over the world, and for me personally, I'll say it has the quickest recruitment or onboarding process. If, for example, you get to apply for a job with them, get an interview, they don't take long before responding. Like the longest they can take is 2 weeks. And the reason why I decided to go through to do this video is because I've gone through the process. I've gone through the process from the start to the end, and I know exactly what happens. And that's what I want you guys to know, because I normally get questioned on how long is it going to take for me to get a job. And let me tell you, it might take 1 month, it might take few weeks, it might take an year. So it's unpredictable. It just depends on the position you're applying for, and if the position is open, and how quick they need these people to go and work on board cruise ship. So guys, Carnival Cruise Line have their hiring partners, but today I'm not going to be talking about their hiring partners. I'm going to be talking on you applying directly in their website. So first thing first, you need to have a CV and a passport size photo of you when applying for jobs with Carnival Cruise Line, and also a traveling document, because there are some places where during your application they'll ask you how long your visa not how long your visa how long is your passport, the validity of your passport, when is it going to expire. So if you don't have a passport, how are you going to answer that? And again, for example, if you apply without a passport and they get to shortlist you, immediately after your interview they'll request for your passport, and if you don't have it, it will slow down your onboarding process. So you need to have your passport with you. You also need to have a good passport size photo, like this one. I'll show you. It will appear on the screen. That kind of passport size photo. Make sure it's professional, because remember, you're not the only person who is applying for these jobs. There's so many people applying for this position, and you need to put yourself out there. Let your first impression be noticed. Let them, when they see your CV, let them notice you. Okay. And in hospitality, it's all about a perfect, or not even a perfect smile, a good smile, a good smile. When you have those three documents, and in some position you'll need a cover letter, and also with some other position they'll require you to upload some certificate, maybe of training, depending on the position that you're applying for. So for example, let's say you're applying for like which position, let's talk about yacht staff. Okay. So what they need from you is you need to have your CV. You also need to have your cover letter. You need to have your passport size photo, and then you need to have a passport. Okay, they will not ask you to upload for it, but you need a traveling document. After that, after you do the application, you need to go to their website, check if the position is open. If it's open, apply, and maybe after a week or two, they are going to respond to you, either having shortlisted you or giving you a regret. So we are going on. After they shortlist you, immediately they will schedule you for what they call HireVue interview. So the first HireVue interview is normally like self-recorded interview where it's computer based. You read the question and then you record yourself answering this question. Let me tell you about this specific interview. It's not difficult. It's not complicated, but I guess the reason why most people get end up not doing well in this interview is fear and not having confidence, not speaking out loud, not showing their skills in English language speaking. Okay, so in this specific interview, according to me and my experience, is they just need to see how good you are at communicating and how good you are at expressing yourself, because most of the time these questions are not related to your position. They are not much related to your position. And if they are, they'll just be asking you situation questions where they need you to explain yourself. And another thing I will tell you, during this higher view interview, don't wait. Like, you don't have to speak. If they have given you like 2 minutes of speaking, you don't have to like explain yourself for those 2 minutes. You can explain yourself for 1 minute, 30 seconds. And if you feel that's enough, you just click OK and you continue with the next question. Normally, there are 5 questions and some games. Okay. So with higher view interview, you guys can kill it. You remember I did a video on question like 5 question asked during higher view interview. You can go and check it. I'll leave it on the description of this video if you'd love to see. And go and check it. And maybe if you get shortlisted for higher view interview, you'll have an idea of what you need to do. After that, if you get to go to do your higher view interview, you'll have to wait for some few days, maybe a week, and after that 1 week or 2 weeks, they'll get back to you with either you have you have they have they want you to continue with the interview, or they didn't find you fit for that position. So if they found you fit for that position, they are going to schedule another interview with a manager or a recruiter. Okay. In most cases, you can either have one more interview after HireVue or two more. The first one is with the recruiter, them wanting to know more about you, like your experience, where did you work, how was your experience. And let me tell you, if you get a chance to do this interview, if you get a chance to do this interview, try to speak out. Okay, try to talk, try to say something. If they ask about you, it's not mostly about you as a person. Okay, you'll tell them your name, your age, just but tell them about your experience, where you worked, what you were doing, and all that. Okay, tell them about you in relation to the job position that you have applied for. And at the end of the interview, I'm 100% sure the interviewer will ask you, do you have any question for me? Kindly make sure you ask at least 2 questions. Make sure you ask at least 2 questions. For example, you can ask them, can you tell me what is a typical day working in a cruise ship? Now they will explain to you how it is to work in a cruise ship. And that question will make that person or the recruiter knows that this person is for sure interested in this job. The other question you can ask is, what are the challenges of working on board cruise ship? Okay, the person will also explain to you, and this will give the interviewer uh, a better, what do you call it? Yani ataona huyu msee ako interested na you're interested in this position. So if you get to go through that interview, You will either have another interview with the hiring manager, or that will be it. Okay, so after this second interview, you will either be waiting for two things. Either they give you an offer letter where you need to sign, or they will schedule another interview with the hiring manager. Okay, so with the hiring manager is about your job responsibility and all that. So after you get that offer letter, you need to sign it. And remember, all this process is done online. And the reason why I'm saying Carnival Cruise Line is one of the best cruise line that can favor you when it comes to recruitment is, even if you're not in your country of origin, you can still do this process. Even if you're working somewhere else, even if you're in Qatar, even if you're in UAE, even if you're in Saudi, you can still go through with the process because everything is online. You just need to schedule yourself, because they normally give you a time where you're going to do these interviews. And so if you go through your second interview or your third interview, the next thing they need you is to sign the offer letter. After you sign the offer letter, they will then request you to upload your passport photo, that passport bio page. That is your traveling documents. And that's why I say you need to have a passport, traveling documents, when you think about traveling or even working abroad. That is the first thing that should come in your mind. So so you will need to upload your passport. After that, you will go through like a background check. Okay, they'll ask about if you've been outside your country for the last 5 years. You need to fill all those details in. You will need to fill about your family information. They'll ask if you have a family in the US, a brother in the US, something like that. If you have someone working on board cruise ship, so you just need to fill in those questions. And then there is where they ask you about your uniform, that is your fitting. They'll ask your sizes, because the first day you get on board, they are going to provide you with a uniform. So you're supposed to fill all those information. And then when you're done with that, you will be required you will wait. Okay, you will wait maybe for a week or some few days, or even 3, 4, 5, or a week. And then they'll send you what they call an LOE. And with LOE, now you can go ahead and apply for your C1D visa. You can go ahead and fill the DS-160, because while filling your DS-160, you will need some information from your LOE. That's why it's advisable you wait until you get your LOE, then fill your DS-160. Okay. Actually, the good thing is that these people are always guiding you. Okay, you'll always get emails guiding you, like, now you've got your LOE, you can go to this website and fill your DS-160. If you don't know how to fill the DS-160, I have done a video. I'm also going to leave the link on the description of this video for you guys to see how you can fill a DS-160. I'm admiring myself for how you can fill the DS-160. And then after that, you need to now pay for the visa. If you're in Kenya, I think you can use M-Pesa or your Visa card. If you're in Qatar, you can use your Visa card. And after you pay, you can now schedule for the interview, your C1D visa interview at the US Embassy. So when you have the dates where you're going for the interview, you're going to upload them on your Rose account. Okay, you're going to upload them. There's a section where they ask you to upload the appointment dates, and there's somewhere they ask you to upload your visa. That is when you get the visa. If you're in Qatar, I think that's the easiest way to get a visa there, because after when you pay for the visa, you can get an appointment date even in 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, immediately. It's not like in Kenya, sometimes the dates are far, far, far away. Okay, but still you can be online sometimes to check if they are closer date for you to book. Okay, after you're done with that, and this is what I'll advise you: first get the C1D visa, because again, with the visa is 50-50. But the chances of you getting denied a C1D visa is very low, as long as you have all the documents. And never lie. Okay, never go booking for a C1D visa when you don't have an LOE or a legit job. It's not advisable and it's illegal and can lead you to not being able to ever apply for a US visa. So make sure that you have the right documents the company is going to provide you. Remember, at this point, you haven't used any money. The only money you're going to use is the one that the payment, the C1D visa payment, which is $185 as of now. Okay, so if you're a Kenyan, you convert that in Kenya shillings. If you're in any other country, you just convert that in your currency. Okay, so that is the first amount money that you're going to use in this process. And remember, Carnival do reimburse this money. They do reimburse the C1D visa money, so you don't have to worry about that. After you get the C1D visa, now you can go ahead and do your medical. And sometimes you'll find that immediately they send you the LOE, they will tell you when you're going to be on board. So they will give you, there's the team TIM hub something. It's an app. I'm going to show you here. It's an app. That app helps you, like, that's where you get updates, and that's where you can speak with the person who is responsible for your onboarding process. If you have any question, if you have your troubles in your onboarding process, they are going to answer you. I think he's called Tom. I'm not sure. I will confirm. So you will be knowing when you're supposed to travel, and if you're able to submit your document on time, there are higher chances of you traveling the dates they have indicated. Okay, and also a disclaimer, guys. Despite all this process, remember that don't quit your job until you get your flight ticket, until you fly out. Don't quit your job. Okay, it's very important because anything can happen. They can cancel your traveling date a day or 2 days before your traveling date, and you just need to be safe. So apart from the C1D visa fee and your medical, mostly in Kenya is around, what do you say? It's around $200, okay, for your medical. $200 is what you need to have for your full medical, for your full CFRS medical, okay? So when you do that, you can now say that you've completed your onboarding process and you're waiting for your ticket for you to get on board. Okay, but remember, guys. Remember, guys, I've done a video on what to carry if it's your first time getting on board. I'm also going to leave that link on the description box of this video. And also make sure when you're going for your visa, you have an idea of what you're going to be doing on board, or which airport are you going to arrive. Because I remember a while ago there's someone who was asked, which is your port of entry, where are you going in the US. They didn't know, though that information is in your LOE. That's why I said, without your LOE, don't go filling in your DS-160. Just be patient. Hii story haitaki haraka, inataka tu pole pole, and when you're patient, trust me, you're going to go through the process and finish it. Okay, so guys, that's all about Carnival Cruise Line. I hope this information will be helpful to you. And if you'd love me to do another video about onboarding process of any other company, leave a comment there. I'm definitely gonna do that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do get me to 15,000 subscribers. Right now we are at 14,000. If you get me to 14,000, I'll be very grateful. And thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm grateful. So guys, that's the end of it. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and let me see you in our next one.